I spent years chasing money, and it almost ruined my life. Everything you believe about success might be wrong. I followed the advice everyone gives, and IT failed. Most people think success looks perfect from the outside. Smooth decisions, smart moves, a straight line from struggle to wealth. But here's the uncomfortable truth nobody tells you. Real life doesn't work like that. Every person chasing success makes mistakes. And the bigger your dreams are, the bigger your failures will be. I wish I could tell you this journey was flawless, that every decision I made was genius, that I predicted every obstacle and built wealth effortlessly. But that would be a lie. The reality is messy, confusing, and sometimes painfully humbling. My path to financial freedom wasn't built on perfection. It was built on learning faster than my mistakes could destroy me. What you're about to hear isn't theory. It's the result of wins, failures, wrong turns, and lessons paid for with real time and real money. And if you stay until the end, you'll realize something powerful. Financial freedom isn't about getting rich. It's about learning how not to lose your life chasing the wrong things. My journey didn't start with a master plan. It started with curiosity. As a kid, I was already experimenting with business without realizing it. While others were just having fun, I was running paper routes, reinvesting profits, expanding into new neighborhoods, and figuring out how to earn more while working less. I bought motorcycles before I was even old enough to legally ride them. I started small businesses around things I loved: boats, cars, mechanics, not because I wanted wealth, but because the game itself fascinated me. Money felt exciting. Success felt validating. And, honestly, being the kid who could afford cool things felt incredible. But everything changed the moment I prepared to leave for college. I sold all my cars, bikes, and possessions, thinking years of hard work would translate into serious wealth. Instead, the total value barely covered a few months of college expenses, years of effort, reduced to almost nothing. That moment hit harder than any failure. I realized I had traded irreplaceable time for temporary lifestyle rewards. I had worked constantly without understanding what money was actually supposed to do for my life. That realization burned to lessons deep into me. Don't waste your life only working. And don't waste your money trying to look successful. So I swung to the opposite extreme. In college, I decided I would finally live fully. No constant work. No obsession with earning. I joined activities, built friendships, played sports, and experienced life. And honestly, I was happy, truly happy. But there was a problem. I was completely broke. I couldn't afford simple things my friends enjoyed. Travel was impossible. Even buying a bike in a campus known as the bicycle capital felt out of reach. I learned something shocking during that time. Happiness and money are not the same thing. But lack of money quietly limits your freedom in ways you don't notice until you live it. Then came the moment that changed everything. One afternoon, walking along the ocean cliffs in Santa Monica, I watched people sitting freely in the park while my recently graduated friends were beginning corporate careers inside cubicles. And suddenly, something didn't make sense. Society called my friends successful. Yet they had less freedom over their time than strangers sitting on park benches. That contradiction rewired my thinking forever. I realized I didn't want the traditional dream built around status, possessions, or climbing endless career ladders. What I wanted was freedom, the ability to control my days, pursue experiences, and live intentionally, not more stuff. More alive. That day, I made a commitment that changed everything. Every decision I made from that moment forward had to move me toward financial freedom. No excess. And something strange happens when commitment becomes absolute. Your brain stops searching for excuses and starts searching for solutions. I became obsessed with learning how wealth actually works. I studied relentlessly, consuming books, strategies, and real-world examples. Slowly, patterns began appearing. Financial freedom wasn't luck. It followed principles, commitment, planning, and systems built around leverage. After graduating, I made a decision most people thought was insane. I rejected a safe, high-paying career path and instead accepted a job with no guaranteed salary at a startup hedge fund. Why? Because I wasn't chasing income anymore. I was chasing knowledge and leverage. That decision changed my life. Years of research, experimentation, and market analysis taught me something most people never understand. Trading time for money will never create freedom. Leverage does skills compound. Knowledge compounds. Investments compound. Eventually, that knowledge turned into partnership, exponential income growth, and real wealth. But success has a dangerous side. It convinces you that you've mastered the game. And that's when my biggest mistakes began. I sold a thriving business too early, destroying a powerful income stream. Then life changed fast: marriage, family, responsibilities, rising expenses. Suddenly, the financial structure that once worked perfectly started collapsing under pressure. At the exact same time, I made a poor investment decision that broke the disciplined system that had built my wealth. Millions disappeared faster than I ever imagined possible. And here's the brutal lesson most financial gurus never admit: success teaches confidence, but failure teaches truth. I learned that true financial freedom doesn't exist until your passive income consistently exceeds your expenses. Living off assets alone creates stress, not freedom. Inflation, markets, and uncertainty quietly turn wealth into a race you never meant to run. Years later, after rebuilding and achieving what many people call retirement, I discovered another unexpected truth. Permanent leisure isn't fulfillment. Endless vacations lose meaning without purpose. Adventure becomes routine. Freedom without direction becomes emptiness. That realization reshaped everything again. Meaningful work, creative, purposeful work, wasn't the enemy of freedom. It was part of it. The goal wasn't escaping work forever. The goal was designing a life so aligned with your values that you never feel trapped by it. And maybe that's the biggest lesson hidden inside this entire journey. Financial freedom isn't about money. It's about control. Control over your time,